Americans are out here paying $200,000 for a Maybach that shuts down in minus 20 degrees Celsius weather. Canada just cracked open the door to 5 Chinese EVs that embarrass everything Americans think is premium. And y'all, the internet is not calm about this. All right, let's get into it. 5. NIO ET9. Number 5 on this list, and we're starting strong. The NIO ET9 is a full-size luxury sedan sitting at about $110,000, and it arrives at the party with the kind of energy that makes you put your drink down and pay attention. Canada is no stranger to brutal winters, and NIO knew exactly what they were doing when they built this thing. Because the ET9 can literally shake itself clean. Yes, you heard that correctly. The ET9 runs NIO's Skyride, fully active suspension system, described as the world's first integrated hydraulic fully active suspension, developed alongside Boston-based company ClearMotion. Each of the 4 wheels has its own independent hydraulic pump and actuator. When snow piles up on the body, the suspension shakes the entire car in a controlled sequence, tossing the snow off like a dog that just jumped out of a lake. That is not a party trick. In Canadian winters, that is survival technology. But Skyride does a lot more than parlor tricks. The system scans road surfaces 500 times per millisecond at 60 kilometers per hour. It can raise the car's tail 80 millimeters in the event of an incoming rear collision, a capability that was previously exclusive to armored government vehicles costing millions. If you blow a tire at 160 kilometers per hour, the suspension compensates in real time, so the car stays pointed where you want it. NIO proved this on camera. No spin, no drama, no crash. The ET9 runs China's first mass-produced 900-volt architecture with a 1,200-volt silicon carbide inverter. The dual motor system puts out 697 horsepower and hits 100 kilometers per hour faster than most people's excuses. Inside, semi-aniline leather cured for 12 weeks, handcrafted white wax wood trim, and a panoramic roof that goes fully opaque in 0.8 seconds set the tone. The rear seats recline to 135 degrees, and NIO packed in 18 airbags and a hot stone massage system. The conversation is starting, and stay right here, because what comes next makes this one look like the opening act. 4. Zeekr 001. Number 4. And this one is for the people who told you wagons were dead. Meet the Zeekr 001. This is a shooting brake, which is the elevated name for a luxury sports wagon. Zeekr calls it a luxury safari coupe. The 2025 refresh brings a 900V architecture, 7-minute rapid charging capability, and a completely overhauled Starry Sky concert hall. Interior that projects stars and constellations across the panoramic glass ceiling at night. That detail alone would have Porsche Panamera Sport Turismo owners reconsidering their life choices. But here is the number that had the entire EV world talking: 641 miles. That is the claimed CLTC range on the Zeekr 001, equipped with CATL's Kirin battery, a 140 kilowatt-hour unit that redefined what a production car can do on one charge. The CLTC test cycle in China is optimistic, so real-world range will come in lower. But a real-world highway test conducted at 120 kilometers per hour with 4 adults aboard still returned 536 miles. The Lucid Air, which holds the American range crown, managed 500 miles in a comparable test. The Zeekr beat it by 36 miles and did it carrying more passengers. The dual-motor all-wheel drive configuration delivers 536 horsepower with 700 Newton-meters of torque and reaches 100 kilometers per hour in 3.8 seconds. A special limited edition called the 001 FR packs quad motors producing 1,248 horsepower and does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.02 seconds. For Canadians driving long distances across provinces while managing cold weather range anxiety, a car that returns 536 real-world highway miles is the answer to a very specific prayer. Americans have no path to this under current trade restrictions. Canada does. And the next car on this list is going to make this one feel like a warm-up. 3. Avatar Divped Smith. Number 3. And this is where things get properly futuristic. The Avatar 12 is a joint creation from Changan, CATL, and Huawei, and it walks into any conversation about luxury EVs with the confidence of someone who knows they are the most technically interesting person in the room. First, this car has no rear window, not a small one. No rear window at all. Cameras feed a live high-definition stream directly to a digital rearview mirror inside the cabin. The designers removed the rear glass entirely to achieve cleaner aerodynamics and a lower, sleeker roofline. The result is a car that looks like it was designed in a decade we have not reached yet. Inside, a 35.4-inch 4K panoramic screen spans the full width of the dashboard. Not a big screen. A screen that stretches door to door in full 4K resolution. On high-end trims, the outer sections of that massive display show the camera feeds from the electronic exterior mirrors, while the center handles driving data. The Avatar 12 runs Huawei's Changkun IDS 3.0 intelligent driving system with a triple LiDAR setup covering a 300-degree horizontal field of view using 29 total sensors. The all-wheel drive variant produces 539 horsepower, hits 100 kilometers per hour in 3.8 seconds, and achieves 705 kilometers of CLTC range. The range-extended version uses piston active control technology that reduces engine startup noise to 1 decibel and cuts starting friction by 90%. Zero-gravity front seats, an SPA-level 8-point rear massage, quad-zone temperature control, an in-cabin biological health monitoring system, and a rear canopy overhead screen for passengers round out the package. Now hold on, because the final two are where we go from impressive straight into unhinged. 2. BYD Yangwang U7. We are in the final two now, and number 2 deserves a moment before we even start. The BYD Yangwang U7 produces 1,287 horsepower from 4 independent electric motors, 1 at each wheel. Every single wheel has its own 321 horsepower motor. The combined torque output is 1,680 Newton-meters. The U7 is a 4-door luxury sedan that beats both, and it starts at $86,500 US. The 0 to 100 kilometers per hour sprint takes 2.9 seconds, matching a Lamborghini Huracan Performante. The top speed sits at 270 kilometers per hour. The drag coefficient is 0.195, which is extraordinary for a car that measures 5,265 millimeters long and weighs as much as a Ford F-250 Super Duty diesel truck. Because this is where the U7 separates itself from everything on the luxury market. DSAS Z replaces traditional hydraulic shock absorbers entirely with electromagnetic actuators at every corner. The system connects to the car's LiDAR sensors and cameras, scanning the road half a second ahead and adjusting damping before the wheel even meets the obstacle. It makes up to 1,000 corrections per second. BYD says it rides smoother than a maglev train. To demonstrate this, Yang Wang invited a Wing Chun martial arts master to perform forms on the car's roof while it drove over speed bumps. He stayed balanced. But here is the emergency feature that stops every single conversation cold. If a tire blows out at highway speed, the Daisu Z system instantly lifts the damaged wheel off the ground and redistributes drive across the 3 remaining wheels. The car continues driving safely at 80 kilometers per hour for 30 more kilometers on 3 wheels. The 135.5 kilowatt-hour blade battery charges from 30 to 80% in under 20 minutes, using dual charging ports running a combined 500 kilowatt peak power. The car supports crab walk, tank turns, and 20-degree rear-wheel steering with a turning radius of just 4.85 meters. A 23-speaker Dynaudio sound system, an AR-HUD, two 12.8-inch rear entertainment screens, and the DeepSeek AI voice assistant handle the rest. BYD is one of the largest car companies on the planet. At $86,500 for 1,287 horsepower, a suspension that drives safely on 3 wheels, and a drag coefficient aerodynamicists discuss in hushed tones, the U7 makes every competing luxury sedan look like it mailed in the spec sheet. But the U7 is not the most extraordinary car on this list. What we saved for last is the reason you stayed, and if you skipped ahead, you missed the whole thing. 1. Maestro S800. Number 1. This is not just a car, this is a statement. The Maestro S800 is a collaboration between Huawei and JAC Motors under Huawei's Harmony Intelligent Mobility Alliance. The brand name Maestro draws from the Italian word maestro, meaning conductor, and was chosen deliberately. This car was built to conduct everything around it. The dimensions alone command respect. The S800 measures 5,480 millimeters long with a 3,370 millimeter wheelbase, physically larger than a Mercedes-Maybach S-Class. The starting price is approximately $98,500 US, and the flagship Extended Range Executive Edition tops out at $141,000 US. A comparable Mercedes-Maybach S480 in China starts at $203,100 US. The S800 delivers more car for less than half the Maybach's price, and it is smarter than anything Mercedes has engineered in the past decade. The exterior runs what Maestro calls a vertical-horizontal galaxy matrix front lighting system with 2.6 million pixels in each headlamp unit. These lights project the Maestro logo onto the road as the owner approaches, create a light carpet for lane change guidance, and communicate the car's autonomous driving intentions to other road users in real time. At the rear, a full-width tail light bar delivers what the brand calls a galaxy scroll, a Milky Way illumination pattern across the entire back of the car that moves. The audio system features 43 speakers running 7.5.10 surround sound at 2,920 watts of output. That is the highest speaker count in any production car on Earth right now. There are speakers in the seat cushions. Rear passengers wave a hand across the window to activate privacy glass darkening. A welcome light carpet projects onto the ground as occupants approach the car. Huawei conducted a direct comparison test between the S800 and a Mercedes-Maybach S680 at -20 degrees Celsius. The Maybach lost traction and control. The S800 drove clean, stable, and composed. That video is still circulating on every major car platform. Canada is sitting right next to the future of the global auto industry, and the rest of the world is watching closely. Drop a comment below and tell us which one of these 5 you would actually buy if it walked into a Canadian dealership tomorrow. That debate starts right now. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the next video goes even deeper into what China's EV industry is building, and you are not going to want to miss it.